Hi guys, it's Nika and you are watching another episode of Nika Makes Real Sims Builders Cry. So, what are we building today? Well, basically, I miss my Not So Berry. I haven't played it in many months. It's kind of my fault, I think I will get to that. But I haven't played it in many months and I am kind of missing these guys. I finished the green generation in spring. I don't remember which month exactly, but I haven't played my Not So Berry in months. And I've kind of been thinking, man, I really do miss them. I have said that I miss them way too many times, but I really miss them, okay? So I kind of felt like maybe I could build a little house for them. Well, this is not a little house, this is a mansion. This is a huge house. And I'm not even sure if I will actually use it for my blue heir in the end. I think I might, because I like how it turned out. But yeah. This is a house for the blue generation of Not So Berry, the final generation of Not So Berry. So it is very blue, it is very kind of like perfect dream house. That's kind of the vibe that I get from when I read the rules for this generation, or the description that is in like the original rules written by Lil Zimzy. Seriously, did I just say that? Yeah, so I kinda always imagine that the blue sim kind of just made it in life, you know, they have this perfect life, they have this perfect house, they have money, they, you know, they got over all the mess that happened in the previous generations. And boy, was there a lot of mess, at least in my Not So Berry. So yeah, this is kind of a blue dream house, I would call it. I don't know if it's a dream house. Builders would disagree, but I'm gonna call it a dream house. And yeah, I do miss my Not So Berry, but at the same time, I think I will be very sad when I'll be playing the blue generation, because I have been playing this legacy for almost 5 years now, and I'm very attached to it. And when it ends, what will I do then? It will be over. And they will just be gone, and I will put the legacy on Tumblr, on my legacy page. I will put it to the completed, and that's just so weird. I've been with them for 5 years. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. I need to pick a topic to talk about. So, what should we talk about? Okay, maybe first I should explain why I haven't been able to start the blue generation, even though I could. I really could. So the first reason why I haven't started it yet is because, as I've already said in one of my previous videos, I have these two vampires, right? Ross and Caleb. And they kinda broke up at the end of Gen 7, I think. Yeah, the end of Gen 7. And then Gen 8, Gen 9, they weren't together. In fact, we won't even see them in the legacy too much. They're doing their own stuff separated. They're not secretly together. I'm sorry guys, no, they're not. And I kinda figured I should close their story. I should give them an ending. And I figured the ending of their story could happen just before the blue generation starts. So I started writing this story. I have a few pictures too. And then I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but I haven't continued their story at all. I still have to write it, I still have to finish it. But basically, until I finish their story, I cannot start the blue generation. Or maybe I could, but I feel like that would be weird. And I'm already sometimes confused by my timelines and all that. So I should finish the Raylip story first, and then I should go back to the blue generation. And then the second reason why I cannot start the blue generation yet is because my blue generation heir, she is supposed to marry her high school sweetheart. I think that's what's in the rules. And I kinda don't have her high school sweetheart yet. I have not created them, I have not asked anyone to make them for me. At first I thought I would ask someone, but I don't know, I kinda do have a vision of what I want them to be, and maybe I will make them myself in the end. Even though I would love to use more Sims by other people in this legacy, I thought I would do it more often, but then the only spouse that was made by someone else is my Gen 4 spouse, Claudia's husband, Darren. He's the only one who was made by another person. And then I wanted to do it again, but I never really got around announcing, hey, I want your Sims, give me your Sims, I want to use your Sims in my legacy. And yeah, now I already have an idea of what I want my Blue Heir's spouse to be like, so I think I will make him myself. And then when I start another Sims 4 legacy, then I would like to use more spouses by other people from the start, I think. Because it's so cool, and it brings unique genes to your legacy, you know, because they are made by a completely different person. There's a chance you won't have the same face syndrome if you ask someone else to make you Sims for your legacy, and that is something I really need. I think my same face syndrome isn't as bad in The Sims 4, but it's still there. I can still see it. Anyway, should we go back to the build? Yeah, I think we should. So I kind of built this maybe a bit weirdly, because from the start I wanted to use the platforms again. I wanted to use them more. So I used the tall walls or the medium walls, I don't remember now, but I used the taller walls. I never used them because they're too tall for me, but I used them now because I thought I would use platforms more, and then I ended up not using platforms too much. I basically just made the floor a bit higher, and I could have easily done that with not platforms but the other thing. I don't remember what it's called right now. Hopefully I will edit the word into the video when I put the voiceover over it. Yeah, I could have just used shorter walls, but hey, oh well, I built it like this, and I had a lot of fun building this. I had a lot of fun figuring out where to place the rooms. It's kind of bigger than what I usually build. It's kind of longer than what I usually build. That's why this build will actually be split into two parts. This one will have the exterior and the shell, and the garden and the interior of the first floor or the ground floor, and then the upstairs will be a separate video, because I don't think anyone would watch an hour-long video from me just yet, or by anyone, I guess. I don't know. I like it when I see a video is at most like 30 minutes, and everything above that is too long for me. I don't know. My attention span is shit, honestly. I'm gonna say it. My attention span is not the greatest. And sometimes I wonder, should I get tested for ADHD? Because something's weird here, I'm just saying. And now we got to the point where I realized I don't really have anything to say about the build. There is downstairs, there's one bedroom and one bathroom for the grandparents, which is basically the green generation. I feel like their bedroom isn't really their style. It's very different from the apartment that I built for them in the green generation, but I guess maybe since they are older now, maybe they would like such bedroom, I don't know. So yeah, they have a bedroom, they have a bathroom, then downstairs there's also a garage. I never build garages for my Sims in The Sims 4 because there's no use for them, because we don't have cars. And actually I don't even know if I want cars, honestly. I guess they would be nice, but there's not really a point in them. We have the loading screens, so yeah. But then again, I mean, I guess it would be nice to see your Sim get in the car and then the loading screen would happen, but yeah, I don't know. If we never get cars in the game, I probably wouldn't be upset. But I really like the garage that I built. It has a little workshop, I think I would call it that, and it's really cool. It's mostly gonna be for decoration purposes only, but yeah, I really like the garage. Then what we have there? There's also a living room, obviously, and a dining room, and the kitchen. I forgot I forgot the word for kitchen. Yeah. And then there's one bathroom / laundry room. I think laundry is still kind of broken, at least in my game, but since I had the space, I figured I might just put the washing machine there, and then maybe I will delete it when I actually play in this house. If the laundry gets too annoying, I will just pretend there has never been a laundry room. Yeah, and then in the backyard you have this big living pool. You have this big swimming room. What am I doing? In the backyard, you have this big swimming pool and a hot tub and a place where you can sit in the summer. And I also built this little house in the backyard. It's basically a photo studio for my heir, cause the blue heir is supposed to master photography, I guess. So I built her a little studio back there. I think I put a painting easel there as well, so she can paint there too. And yeah, I really like how the studio turned out. I think it's very cool. And then yeah, the landscaping is a bit more complicated than what I usually do, or not complicated, but I put a lot more effort into it than I usually do, and I think it turned out pretty cool. At one point I noticed that the rain paint disappeared for some reason, so I had to redo it. I don't know what I did, but I just loaded the load again and it wasn't there. Sims 4, am I right? The glitches are just chef's kiss. Yeah, but that's the backyard. There's also a little gardening space. There's also, I put a, not fireplace, what is it called? Well, they can make fire in the backyard, and they can sit around the fire and tell stories, and I don't know. And yeah, the backyard is pretty cool. I always struggle with big backyards because I don't want them to be empty, but then I don't know how to decorate them as well. I don't know what to put there. So, but I'm really proud of how I did this backyard. It's very cute, I think. I figured that I really like recording myself build because it makes me try harder, and it makes me not want to quit the build as soon as the first problem happens. Because I see all these cool builders and I'm like, okay, I want to be like them, and I actually want to get better. It's kind of like a competition, I guess, but not competition in the sense of I hate you, you are my enemy. It's kind of just, I want to be as good as them in the good way. Do I make sense? I hope I make sense. Yeah, the competition is here, and I want people to watch my speed builds too, and they are not gonna watch my speed builds if my houses are mediocre. I mean, my houses are mediocre, but they are less mediocre than they were when I wasn't recording myself. You should see the houses that I built. Like, sometimes I build absolutely terrible houses. I usually don't finish them either, because I figured it out in the middle of the build that they are just terrible, and I quit. But when I record myself, I might start with a terrible house, and then I just try to make it work, I guess, for your viewing purposes. Is that what you say? I don't know. Sometimes I want to use a phrase, and then halfway through I realize, wait, I don't know how the phrase goes. Yeah, I love being not a native English speaker. To be fair, like, ever since I started recording my videos, I think I feel better about my spoken English. Obviously, you can tell I am not a native speaker, but I've become more confident in how I speak English. I don't know. I really enjoy speaking English. I realized I really like using this language. So yeah, I love these videos because I can just speak in this language because I usually don't get a chance to speak English because I don't go abroad too often. I usually just go once a year, and yeah, and I don't actually speak too much when I go abroad because I go abroad with my parents and my dad does all the speaking. I could speak for myself, but I've said this in one of my previous videos. I feel weird speaking English in front of my parents. But when I went alone, I mean not alone, I went with my school. When I went to Italy, I really liked speaking English, and it was okay. But we went to some very small villages, so sometimes I didn't even use English too much. I kind of just used my hands to show what I mean, and a little bits of Italian that I picked up. Because for example, we went to this restaurant and there was this old Italian lady. She couldn't speak a word English, so we kind of just tried to read what was on the menu, and then we said like grazie and arrivederci, and you know, we didn't really even try to speak English because we knew we wouldn't get anywhere. But when we used our hands and when we tried speaking Italian, we actually managed to communicate, and I think that was really cool. And I don't know, I like speaking with foreigners. I don't like talking, but when I have to talk and when I have to talk to a foreigner, I think it's so cool. And I like meeting people from other cultures and learning about other cultures. And yeah, I think the world is such a cool place, honestly. And how did I get here? Oh my god, is anyone still listening? How did I get to this rambling? Does anyone remember how I got here? Cause I don't know how I got here, and maybe we should go back to talking about Sims. So I mentioned this house is for my blue heir, and the blue generation is the last generation in the Not So Berry challenge, and that I'm not sure what I will do when my Not So Berry is over. But that was kind of like, cause I already have a little idea of what I want to do when Not So Berry is over. A few months ago, I sat down and I opened my Google Docs, and I kind of made my own legacy challenge, or I started working on it, and I feel like if I do play this legacy, I will kind of change and adjust the ideas and the rules as I go. And yeah, I would kind of like to do some kind of this legacy when I'm done with Not So Berry. I'm not sure how to call this legacy challenge yet, honestly, and I'm sorry for swearing, but I feel like the best title would be a fucked up legacy. Because I like chaos in The Sims, okay? I feel like chaos breeds the best Sims. I mean, just look at Ross. He freaking dated 10 people at once, and then I fell in love with him, and he's still around even though I played his generation in 2018 and now it's 2022 and I still love him. Yeah. So in this legacy challenge that I kind of made myself, I figured I would like it to be very chaotic and very dramatic. For example, in one generation, your sim is supposed to live on a haunted lot. It's supposed to have the haunted house trait or whatever it is, and then I mean that's not too chaotic, right? But I think the sim is supposed to have like a hamster or a rodent or something like that, and one member of the household is supposed to die of the rodent fever. And yeah, there is a lot of like deaths in the legacy. Like this is very cruel, but in one generation I know I wrote something like you pick your heir, but then the heir kind of dies prematurely. It's very cruel, but no one really writes legacy challenges that make you kill your sims. When someone kills their sim in a legacy and it's not like a natural death, it's usually an accident or they added themselves, it's not in the rules. So my legacy actually has a lot of premature deaths already in the rules. There's also some cheating. some really fucked up situations. Yeah. The family relationships are not the greatest. I would say that whatever family I will play this legacy with, it will be pretty dysfunctional. My not so very family was just a mess, but this one will be straight up dysfunctional and toxic, and I don't know. I'm not like this in real life, and I very much want like peace and love and happiness, but then I open The Sims and my evil side takes over, and even though I like my Sims, I want them to suffer. Oh man. So yeah, I think I will develop this legacy challenge. I will probably tone it down. I won't make it as cruel, but yeah, that's kind of what I want to play, because I love the chaos in The Sims. And let's be honest, Sims 4 as it is, it's not a very chaotic game. I feel like you can get a lot more chaos in The Sims 3 and in The Sims 2. I haven't played much The Sims 2, but from what I've heard, that game is something else. Speaking of The Sims 2, I really want to get into it, but I can't. I don't know. I open it every once in a while and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? But also, whenever I open it, I'm like, whoa, this game is almost 20 years old now. When did it come out? In 2004 or something? And it still holds up. It's still a very fun game. So many people still play it. So I want to get into it too, but then I open it and I'm overwhelmed. And yeah, I feel bad for saying that I can't get into The Sims 2, but maybe that could be my New Year's resolution. Maybe I could try to play The Sims 2. Maybe I could start The Sims 2 Legacy or something, I don't know. Maybe I could do a The Sims 2 Let's Play, I don't know. Sims 2 noob plays The Sims 2, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. What are your New Year's resolutions? I don't really make New Year's resolutions because they never last. I don't think I've ever completed my New Year's resolution. That's not true. In 8th grade, I said I would read more than 50 books or 50 books. Yeah, 50 books was my goal, and then I read more than 50 books, and that was probably the only New Year's resolution that I actually completed. Usually, I don't even bother setting anything up because I know I won't do it. Instead, usually, when I start something new at like the beginning of December or the end of November or at the end of January, I usually commit to those things. But if I were to start something on January 1st, you best believe I wouldn't last. I don't know what it is, but if I start earlier or if I start later, I am much more likely to keep committed, to keep doing it. So I'm not gonna call it my New Year's resolution, but some things I wanna keep doing. I definitely wanna keep doing YouTube. I really enjoy this. I wanna get back to exercising more often, because before I went to university, I made it such a great habit and I loved working out, but then university happened and pandemic happened and my depression happened, and now, yeah, sometimes I do work out, but then I go 2 weeks without any physical activity again, and I feel really bad about it. And then I go and I work out again for like 2 days, and then I go without it again for a few weeks. And I really want to commit to that. I want to work out every day again, like I used to at the end of high school. Then again, for my Sims resolutions or my simming goals for 2023, I want to finish Not So Berry. I think that's obvious from this video. I only have like that story and the Blue Generation left. So I want to finish that. And for The Sims 3, I am playing a legacy in The Sims 3, which basically means every generation is based on one expansion pack. And right now I am on the pets generation. I think I will finish it quite soon because I'm not really enjoying it. I don't know what it is. I don't really like playing with pets. I usually just place them in the household and I take a few pictures of them and then I kind of forget that I have them. I know that makes me a bad person, but yeah. So I think I would like to, in this legacy, I think I would like to do the Showtime generation. Attribution, and then the Supernatural one. Supernatural came after Showtime, right? Well, yeah, 2 generations. I want to do 2 generations in my Sims 3 Legacy. Maybe another Bachelor challenge, maybe, I don't know. And then again in Sims 4, I would really like to do the Black Widow challenge. I have the perfect sim for that. I have had this perfect sim for many years. And my Black Widow would be Marika Gray, which, if you don't remember, or if you've ever heard me mention this game, or this name, Marika is Sunset's mom. Basically what happened, Rose, as you know, the Rose generation sim is supposed to leave someone at the altar, and Ross was supposed to marry this guy named Jordan, but then in the last minute he changed his mind. He felt pretty shitty about it, and then he called his ex-girlfriend Marika, and they they got drunk, and then things happened, and 9 months later Marika showed up at his door and was like, "Hey, this is your daughter. I don't want to take care of her. You take care of her. Good luck." And she disappeared, and yeah, Ross really dodged a bullet with this one, because then Marika went and she married 10 different men, and she killed them all. I mean, because she was originally supposed to be my Black Widow sim. Then I didn't play the Black Widow with her, and I placed her in my not so very safe. Ross dated her, they had a kid, and then Marika disappeared, and I've always kind of imagined that off screen she went and actually became a Black Widow, as I originally intended her to be. So I would actually like to play out her Black Widow years, I guess. So yeah, maybe I won't do a Bachelor challenge this summer, but I will do a Black Widow challenge in The Sims 4 this summer with Marika. I'm looking forward to it, as you've already figured. I love chaos in The Sims, and I will do anything to make my game chaotic. Yeah, so that's what I want to do in The Sims 4, and I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I can't think of anything, yeah, so... Yeah, obviously I want to develop that chaotic challenge that I told you about. That's also a goal that I have. And as for more real-life goals, obviously I want to get a job. Please. I am tired of always sitting at home. I want a job, please. And I want my mental health to get better. I would like to find a psychiatrist, honestly, because I need to figure some things out. I have some questions, I have some suspicions, and I would like to see if I'm correct or if I'm not correct. In which case, I mean, my brain is still pretty fucked, so I would like to know what exactly is wrong with my brain. And of course, I wanna... Whoa, that was my chair. I wanna keep writing my non-Sims vampire story. I would actually like to finish the first draft. I'm actually kinda taking a break now, but I managed to write for almost every day since June until November. I wrote for almost every day, and I think 2023 could be the year I actually finish the first draft and I get to edit it and to, I don't know, maybe even make it ready for publishing. That sounds scary, but I've been working on this story for so long, and it's scary, but I want the world to see it. I'm not sure if this country is ready for it to be published. I feel like if I was in the United States or in the UK, I feel like I could publish it there, but I feel like in my country we are kinda behind with some ideas. My story has a lot of queer characters, and it has a lot of modern views, and I feel like a lot of the conservative people would really not like to see it, and yeah. I feel like if my story actually gets published and if it actually gets attention, it will be a lot of negative attention, and people would be like, why are you writing these awful gay things? Even though that's not even the main focus of the book. Yeah, I have a lot of queer characters, but that's not the point. They're queer, yeah, but they are figuring out other things, like how to take down the shitty government. I mean, no, that's not how I would say it, but yeah, they're kind of young adults. They just became adults and they are realizing, oh fuck, the world that we live in is kind of fucked. How many times did I say fucked in this video? I'm sorry if you don't like swearing. I'm very sorry, but it just kind of fits. One day I will probably talk about my story a bit more. I feel like I didn't do it justice in this little rambling, but yeah, I hope I'll get to do something with it. And I think it's time for me to stop talking. I have been talking for a very, very long time. So if you've actually been listening, wow, you deserve a cookie or something. If you muted this video, that's fine too. I'm not upset or anything. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. Part 2 will hopefully be up very soon. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I don't know. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment if you have anything nice to say. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other social media. I love you guys. Again, thanks so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone. Bye guys.